Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Gail Durrell's Animal Hub. And this is episode 6. So we're flying along. It's really great to have you with us, and I hope you're all enjoying your day, evening, night. And I am super excited with my guest today. When you see his background, you're going to see the ocean. So that will give you an indication as to what his area of conservation is all about. So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce Harry Chang Ting Ming. Hi, Harry.
Hello, hello everybody. I'm Harry Chen. I'm speaking from Hong Kong,
Hong
China.
Kong. Wow. So,
Very small.
Harry, um, for people listening and watching, I'm just going to give a brief kind of overview of what I know about you, and then you can elaborate. So you're Harry Chang, and you prefer to be called Harry, okay? Right, you prefer to be called Harry, and you are ocean conservationist who specializes in what is known as ghost netting
Yes.
hunting or
Close,
something. Ghost net
close.
hunter. Good. All right. I think I got that kind of right. Um, so let's begin. Let's begin this. This is going to be a really fascinating conversation. So let's talk. How did you get involved with this? Yeah. How did it all begin for you, Harry?
Well, my journey started from diving. I saw ghost net and trash trapping marine life, and I could not ignore it. The moment I saw animals suffering, I knew I had to act, and it was no longer a choice. It became my responsibility.
Right. So it was a calling, in other words. And did this start at a young age for you? Have you been doing this for a long time?
Well, actually, I started diving since I was 27. I was back about 1987. Now I'm almost 73. When June I'll be 73. Uh, they gave me a nickname called, well, they call me the Ghost Hunter. The nickname sounds dramatic, but my work is about patience and care. I
Yeah.
dive to found in fishing net and
Yeah.
wasted that marine life beyond the name. I want people to see that this is about protecting ecosystem.
What was the first animal that you saw or marine life caught in a net? Can you remember?
Okay, I saw Nemos.
Right. So
Nemos.
can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I saw a few Nemo. The one time, remember when I was diving, and then almost after 40 minutes, I have to submerge back to the water, and then about 2 meters below the water, I saw Nemo swimming around and hitting my mask. I said, something, what's wrong with you? I know they're a little bit aggressive here in their territory, but they're nice. However, I looked down, he was swimming back down, and I looked up and down. Oh, I saw a
Right.
cage. And then there's two or three Nemo was stuck in the cage. I was thinking, what's going on? Suddenly, my conscience say, he was telling me to try to free his friend or family, and I didn't know what it was. So the thing is, when you're diving is very safe, but I have to make sure I do my safety. So I look at my gauge, and I got only limited air left, and I was about 2 meters. That's okay because even if I ran out of air, I can just go up in a proper way. So I went down. But however, I got my buddy. He's a new beginning diver. I have to watch my buddy, so I have a choice to either to take care of my buddy or go to try to free the Nemo. But eventually, I went down because it was okay for him to be on his own. We are not far apart, so I went down. And so I told my wife, one day if I get caught by a net or whatever, and I go away and leave them, don't you cry because I know you will forget it tomorrow. Please do not tear. And then what you do is to continue my message and be proud of your husband. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. You've packed a lot of stuff there that we need to go back. I just want to slow down a little bit with this
For sure.
because It's absolutely incredible that this fish was appealing to you. I know we've heard of dolphins doing it, lots of different animals, land animals as well, and we're seeing it more and more where animals are communicating with humans on a different level. But this is about what, 40 years ago.
So
And oftentimes, fish and that they have a fear of humans. So the fact that this fish felt confident and trusted you on some energetic level to know that you were somebody that was compassionate. Whatever energy you were giving off in the water, the fish would have not seen, but would have felt. And you responded to that calling. So that is incredible. And yeah, the dangers around that, you're not only responsible for your own safety, like you said, but you were also responsible for this novice diver as well. So it was a challenging situation for you that you had to be looking out for the other diver, looking out for yourself, and also trying to do what you could to help the fish. So that is incredible start. That is amazing. I think that's a God moment where you're kind of like thrown in at the deep end. Yeah.
I'm right at the moment. Gail, can I clarify something? Even though I've been diving for almost 40 years and I only started my underwater cleanup and adventure about 15, almost 15 years.
Yes.
Okay. And then
Yes.
let me tell you, when you were saying that, oh, there's a net trap, all marine life. Let me tell you another story. I just remember it was about 8 years or 9 years ago when I was diving again, and then that time we were doing coastal again with another NGO, and then I was left behind because I still got plenty of air, and then they let me to scuba around, and then from a distance, luckily the water was quite clear. I can see about 10 meters. I can see there's a net they call drill net, and then it was a big one. And at the end of the net, somehow I saw shadows moving, so I was curious. I swam slowly to it. I said, oh my God, it's a diver." And then he's got a speed gun on his hand. He was tangled by the net. But
Wow.
as
Oh gosh.
he was diving, he was so calm. Maybe he knew that I was there, so I came. And I forgot to bring my scissors, everything. So what I did was, seeing he was so calm, I was thinking, what can I do? Should I go? No, I can't go. So I asked him, he said, no, no, that's knife. So what I was thinking is, oh, we got something. We got our BCD, which is something we wear. So we
Yeah.
pumped the air, and both of us went up. And then we were able to reach the surface with the air just below our so we can breathe. At the same time, we try to signal the boat, and then it took a little bit while uh, to let the boatman to understand what we're talking about. So they drove over, and then we told him that we need scissors. That eventually I freed him off. Another thing is, I have dyslexia, but sometimes when I see something, I want to understand what's going on. Then my mind would just go like this so fast. Uh, it tells me everything I've encountered, like the clownfish, the Nemo. Okay, even this friend has to pass away because without me saving him, look at the other way. It's a sign for him to sacrifice in order to give me or others the message.
That's right. It's so true as
That's
well.
why I tell my wife one day if I go, because what I'm doing, which I don't think I will, but eventually, whatever, I think Mother Nature is taking care of me. I got a mission, even though I'm not religious. I'm not. I'll tell you something. I was born in 6th of June. Do you know what
Yes.
6th of
6th
June?
of
1940
June. I'm not sure. Tell me.
D-Day. But anyway, you can go back to find out D-Day. You know, the Normandy,
Oh,
almost
I
every
do
Second World
know. I do know. I do know. Now you say V-Day. Yes, I do.
War. Related to what you're doing, I say simple, because maybe I was born in 1944. I mean 1944, and then at that day on 6th of June, I was one of the soldier. I don't recite which side I was in Normandy. Okay,
Right.
now maybe 63 years ago, whatever. I was reborn, reincarnation, become a soldier again from 15 years ago. That means, but I'm fighting another war.
Yeah, yeah, you really are, Harry. You really are.
I
It's
don't know.
incredible.
Still telling people, about more than 10 years ago, what I'm fighting for, I'm fighting a losing battle. Yeah.
No, you're not actually. You're not fighting a losing battle, but I think that your calling is one of the is really there's different areas of conservation. The persons look after and work with elephants, gorillas, lions, dolphins, sharks. But
Correct.
when you're guardian, I look at you as a guardian of the ocean. From what you told me so far, you are a guardian of the ocean, and you've not only helped, sea life, you've also had to help somebody who was doing the spearfishing, which tells me that you're like a guardian, and that is natural calling that's been placed on you. It's a huge one. But when you say you're not making a difference, I'm assuming that you think because you're one person and the ocean is so vast and there's so much fish and there's so many people that are casting their nets, but it doesn't work. To me, it doesn't work that way. I think that, you've heard of the butterfly effect. So one
Uh,
small action can create a ripple effect, and just we don't all have to be in the ocean we don't all have to be doing what Harry's doing, but what we can be doing is spreading awareness. And by spreading awareness, we change habits and behaviors. Our government starts to look at different fishing policies. And I personally am starting to see this more and more where governments are now having specialized consultants, departments, specifically to look at marine protection. Because the younger generation, particularly, I just spoke with somebody who's called the conservation kid. He's very much interested in the oceans and the rivers. That's his passion. And the young people now are so clued up and they're so aware of why it's important because they want a future. They want to be able to enjoy the ocean and the life and the abundance. And they also know that everything is connected. So each fish, each marine animal plays its part in the ecosystem. So it's in our best interest not to be overfishing and making sure we maintain that healthy balance. Looking at you as the guardian, people know you as the ghost net hunter. So you're not a ghost net hunter only from what you're telling me. You're so much more than that. You just have a love of the ocean and you naturally were drawn to taking that further into doing something, which is removing nets and saving marine life. So, from what you've seen firsthand, Harry, what marine species are the most vulnerable to discarded nets and fishing gear? And
okay. Can I
yes,
can I try can I try to memorize what you're asking me before I answer this question? If I forget, please remind me again. Can I say a little bit what you had just talked early on? Firstly, about 10 years ago, people keep asking me, even some media, they were asking me, Harry, being one person, what can you do? Well, I say, firstly, what I can do is I try to get my passion so people will listen to me. And then from
yeah,
then on, I find out I've been asking so much, I was starting to plant seed. Seed. People say, what are you talking about? Ocean and farm? No, no, no. Seed, I keep planting seed because seed is free and cheap. Even it's
yes,
free. If one seed can blossom, yeah, that means my message can continue.
yeah,
And like through the bird, whatever, they pass on all over through the water, river, lake, whatever. Then the messages go on and on and on. Even it is a very, very slow, hard. I wouldn't say it's dangerous anyway, if you're a diver, if you know how to do it. But we need them. Okay.
yes,
So for the last 7 8 years, even in Hong Kong, we have a lot of divers. Whenever they go diving, something particularly they goes to hunting and also marine trash. Others, when they go to beaches, clean up, and they will pick up coast net and so and so. And then another thing is, you're right. Education is one of the main purpose to tackle the problem because also I'm a school advisor of the school. The if you don't mind me, name is the Harbor School, and we
Yes.
have students. And I told school management that we have to educate them from primary school and they have to learn swimming. You know why? Because you say, what you were talking about swimming? You know, some people don't want to swim. Now, they not go for the medal. They have to learn the basic skill of survival.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let me bring back, actually, not just animals. Human beings are animals too, okay? All life on Earth are uh, can be endangered by rubbish on the ocean, especially fishing net. It's not just too much about the ecosystem. When I go sharing in schools, maybe other institution, corporate, I do not talk too much about ghost net. What ghost net is because now I tell them you can find it from YouTube,
Yeah.
AI. They would say you can find me on YouTube. Please remember, do not remember my name. It's a message. We all work together so we can spread out to the next generation because they will be the next future change makers.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I agree. And I love what you're doing with working with the schools and the importance of planting these seeds. I like the analogy you gave of the birds spreading their seeds. You're like a bird, because that's how it works. The seeds grow, they grow in harvest, and the message goes far and wide globally. So when we go back to looking at these the vulnerable, I had asked also in connection with with what you're saying when you're educating, I would imagine that some marine life are more vulnerable than others to fishing nets. I don't know if it's because they're more deep sea, shallow sea waters. I don't really understand how it works. I'd love for you to explain that. But for the work that you've been doing over the years, which marine life is the most vulnerable and why?
Well, I see a lot. Well, we when I go out, most I will be going out with a group of divers. Most of them are even different age. I just went diving with a young kid. He's 10 years old. She's 10 years old. She's just got her certificate. And she has been joining me for beach cleanup since she was 5. And then I took her for her first dive for underwater cleanup. It's not the cleanup. I want to use my work experience, also my passion. I know kids, they have passion, they love the ocean. And then we went down to about like 6 meters because she was only allowed to dive this depth for his certificate. So I told her we'll be seeing some net covering the ghost corals. So I tell her you have to remove the neck carefully. You cannot pull them, otherwise you could break the coral. But in case you break it, don't worry about it because whatever mistake you make, or there's something we cannot avoid, you learn from your mistake. Okay, so I don't want to push people saying you don't do that. You don't do no, no, that's not the way. Kid will not accept it. You just tell the kid, do not try not to. And if
Okay.
you break something, if you kill something, don't worry about it. It's an accident. There must be a
Yeah.
reason. And then they understand. Then they will go. And please, parents, do not stop the kid to do whatever they want. This is a problem with education, especially in some of our traditional family, Chinese. They always say, kid, do not go to the beach. Do not go swimming. Even I take them to do a beach cleanup rock. Oh, no, 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 stay good. I said, please, let them build confidence.
Oh
I mean,
dear.
I said, how do your kids start walking? Well, and he walks. I said, no, come on, think deeply because your kid start walking when they fall and get hurt. That's how they learn.
Yes, Harry.
In the
Yeah.
house,
This
please,
this is deep. This is very, very deep what you're talking about. In the Caribbean, it's exactly the same. It's the same thing in the Caribbean where there is this fear of water. So
Ah,
persons will go to the beach. I mean, we have our fishermen who do not have their fear of water. We have people who do spear fishing. We've got an active community of scuba divers and persons who are very experienced. But the average local person, I'm in Barbados, I would say a high percentage, not all, but a high percentage, the parents will be very protective. We and Barbados, we are have a lot of coral as well.
yes.
And we have the Caribbean Ocean, we have the Atlantic Ocean. One side of the
Yes.
ocean, the waters are more calm. The other side, the east coast of the island, is where we will have the surfers, they have big competitions, big waves. And
Uh,
it creates a lot of fear because people do hear stories. We do have sometimes tourists that come to
mhm.
Barbados and they get into trouble and they drown and things like that because we have riptides and you just have to understand the ocean. But nevertheless, that said, I think that what you said about parents, trying to encourage parents to have their children learn to swim is so important, not just for survival, but because they actually are the ones who are going to follow on from you and follow on from me to be able to continue with this conservation work that's so important. And therefore, helping the parents, educating them, breaking these cultural, deeply embedded cultural beliefs around water and just doing things that are different. We've never done it, so we're not doing it. Well, yeah, let's do it now. Times are changing. So I think it's good that you're encouraging parents and changing minds and changing hearts. And we need to face our fears in order to grow and develop anyway. So that is one important way to do so by speaking with the parents. So you went swimming with the girl. You said you went 6 meters. You mentioned the coral. Now I asked you what are the most vulnerable, and you said coral. I don't think many people that would be the first thing that would have come to their mind. They would have been thinking, like me, sea turtle. But you said coral. So why is a coral so vulnerable?
uh, Human being, we have mixed so much uh, rubbish, like fishing net, plastics, other stuff, and then something when you were mentioning about water in the early hour, there's something that I want to talk about. It. I talk to a lot of people near and far. I say, okay, let, I think you're the first person because I see your passion. If you
Yes,
want to share with me, I need to see your passion that you're not talking to Harry now. You're talking to my passion, my heart, and my brain, okay?
yeah,
You're the first person why I start with Ghost Nap because 15 years ago I wanted to do something. The reason was when I was doing a beach cleanup, my friend asked me to join them. It was so hot. It was 34 degrees. After half an hour, I was totally exhausted. Yeah.
yes.
So I drink 2 bottles of water, something like that. And it wouldn't work. So what I did being a diver, I went down to the water to calm down. I said, Harry, please do not go into the water. I said, I will. Please. I said, don't tell me not to, because if you tell me not to, I will go further. He said, don't worry about it. I have a purpose. Don't
Yeah,
stop me. Let me
yes.
go. Because when I went back, suddenly I got cut on my waist. It cut,
Oh,
just keep cutting it. With the wave, we have a little island opposite where I was doing the beach cleanup. It was beautiful, but I saw beautiful rainbows. You know what they are? Just floating like that. All the rubbish in different colors. And then
hmm.
I find out I was trying to crash. Oh, can you imagine what I got cut by? You don't have that problem much in your
Some
country.
some kind of I don't know, we may do, depends what it is. Some waste product, yeah?
That's why every time when I'm talking to children or students or adults, I say, please, I will not ask you a question. I want you to think. You don't listen to me or wasting your time.
Yeah,
I want you to think, be creative. So when you go to do something, you know what to do it. Draw your interest.
yeah.
It's waste material, construction material, renovation material. In Hong Kong, a lot of people, after they do some of the waste material from decoration, they dump it in the water.
Oh dear.
Stuck up. So it was drifting and cut me deliberately. I think somehow it was deliberate to send me a message. The impact of waste is not just ecosystem. I
Yeah,
that even ghosts that are produced mostly by plastic. However, I got to use something that nobody know about it and the impact about it, so it
yeah,
can draw attention.
yeah, that
So,
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
and then I need to plant seed. Also, I need to try to my way out of my passion, whatever, so they will get my message.
Yeah, I get that. It's almost like you sometimes we have to feel it to know it. We have to go through we people often say that in order to really have compassion for others suffering, you have to go through your own suffering because otherwise you can't relate. So it really you actually had to experience what the sea life experiences and what other people yourself to fully get it, to fully grasp, because otherwise it's just a kind of objective, abstract kind of thing out there, but you having a personal experience now, you can say, right, it hits harder, hits
Yeah.
home. You now have that connection and a deeper understanding. So, how are things now, though? Because it's with this, dumping construction materials into the ocean. Why is that done? Is there no kind of recycling or anything in place, or is it getting better?
Because I do a lot of down to earth research. What I'm doing, I'm not just go down there and remove ghost net. I've been removing together with a lot of people, volunteer here in Malaysia, Brunei, a few times in Philippines to raise awareness about ghost net and blah blah blah. A lot of people they think the ocean is free dumb place. It's free.
Wow.
Secondly, we get a lot of dump from maritime, shipping, boating, whatever. I don't know if it happens in the country Barbados because every week, sometime I do it in different day of the week for cleanup, so I can understand when you get more trash. Apart from the ghost town, ghost town is continues there all
Yeah.
over Asia. It's always after the weekend of holiday because we have a lot of people on the beaches, we have a lot of people on the yachting, people leave the trash behind on the beach, or people leave it on the yacht, and then some people just throw it. Like if you do a cigarette or have something, just throw it in the back. That's one reason. Also, it came through a lot of drainage,
Yeah.
through rivers, stream. That's why when I'm talking to people like today, you can remind me, what should I not miss? I try to remember most of all of my data. Uh, river, streams, carry a lot of trash into the water, not just trash. And I was going to say that I was talking to people like, now I'm talking to you. I was talking to people from islands, from Pacific, country like Australia, the country. Harry, you've been diving in Pacific. Our water's so clear. That was 15 years ago, I said. But remember, there's something that not many people mention about it. Toxic. Chemical waste,
Yeah.
medical waste, paint is another big problem. Paint, and
Right.
then pesticides, agricultural waste. Come on, that's why we had a lot of people that get sick. And then
Yeah.
9 years ago, I used after people recognize what I'm doing, understand that I use what I'm doing to integrating ocean conservation with disability, of course, underserved privileged people.
Yeah.
The ocean is one. I mean, the planet is one. We cannot separate ocean, land, animal. No, we can. What we're talking about is protecting the planet as a whole.
That's correct. That's
Right?
correct. And
Please. I've been talking to educator. I've been talking to professor. They're very nice to me because I never liked school at all. I never excelled from school. I'm not marine biologist. I'm nothing. But I spent 15 years with my previous dive experience. There's a lot of failure in my lifetime, up and down. I told them, come on, the world's changing. We need to use technology. You need to update yourself. Go to learn AI, technology, whatever. Go on the net so you understand more. You sit there, you learn a lot, right? So you got to use a different method to go to teach your students because I find out another thing. It might happen in your country too, or many other country. A lot of students, even university students, some of them are not interested in going back to the school. The reason I talk to them, they have to sit there to get their minimum hours attendance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll be watching or they're falling asleep. I said, why? He said, well, my God, Uncle Harry, do
Hmm.
you use AI? Do you use, he's like, yeah, I do. Now that I can get all the answer within 1 second.
Yeah.
So I tell them, beside academic, they have to be book smart plus street smart. Do more field work instead in the classroom.
I agree 100%.
Children say, oh my God, it's too hot. And then you turn on the air conditioner. That's not the way you're going to grow to teach your children. Most of the
No.
children I meet, they're nice, but they've been spoiled. They
Yeah.
want to live in the greenhouse. It's not their fault. It's our fault.
Yeah, it is
Then,
our fault. It is our
yeah,
fault.
that's why I use something like GhostNet. It's not the purpose about the GhostNet. It's
It's more
once I
than that.
understand it, that's why I call it a GhostNet. I call myself it's a GhostNet concept. If you look at
Yes.
it's networking, we are talking through the media. It's networking. Everything just get the GhostNet. I tell you one thing. I see some big, huge GhostNet. I was almost got killed in one of it. So if ever you do try to clean up GhostNet, try not to do those drifting one because one time I remember it was another time that Mother Nature gave me another good experience that I can share with you. The reason I want to get myself hurt is so I can share with people, not just diver, swimmers, anybody. Suddenly, I saw image in the water drifting very slowly, and then I signal my buddy behind, saying, "Net." So I start swimming towards the net with my sisters on, and suddenly I can't move. I can't move. I don't know why. Maybe it's currents like a cross current, so I'm stuck there. I can't move. So eventually that net disappeared. When I get on board the boat, I was thinking, what's going on? Like, I can't sleep. I was thinking, I just try to find out the solution. Ah, I got it. Mother Nature deliberately stopped me going in because if I go into the net, if a boat goes wrong or like your country is occurring, I'll be
Yes.
into the net and carry away to the ocean.
Yes. That was kind of like a very good
Yeah,
warning for you, because you actually did want to get more involved with cutting, didn't you? You was
yeah,
prevented from doing that. Harry, I just wanted to circle back a little bit
sure, sure.
when he was talking about the young people. Everybody was out playing in mud. Now, it's like people don't want their children playing in mud. They're worried they're going to get some kind of a disease. Well, how are they going to build up an immune system if they're not
Right,
exposed to
exactly.
anything? So, we need to get rid of this fear of the world.
Yeah,
This is our planet, our Earth. And as you say, everything is connected. The
right,
ocean is never meant to be a dumping ground. The ocean
right.
is an extension of who we are. So therefore, proper waste management is one of the most pressing, critical things of the 21st
Mhm.
century because it comes down to waste management. It's like people want the easy way, dump it in the ocean.
Right.
That's easy because they don't see it as their home. But I'm not going to come to your home, Harry, and dump my
Right.
rubbish in your home. You'll be like, what do you think you're doing, Gail?
But
Because
people
I
do not
respect
understand.
your home and I respect my home. So we
Yeah,
should have that same mentality with the ocean. We cannot be
yes.
dumping things in it because it's a
And
living
yeah,
organism that serves a purpose and we're choking it up and it's going to have long-term detrimental impact on all of life.
yeah.
So yeah, we need to keep with this. This is really important work.
Talking
We've
about
covered so much, Harry. Your passion is when we first started talking, it was nice and calm and you're like the ocean. You remind me of the sea. You're calm, and then all of a sudden you rise up like a big wave and yo. Anyway,
sorry that I speak a little bit loud and that exciting. It's not me, it's my passion pumping out. Say, Harry, use this opportunity with Gail. pump out everything you know. It doesn't matter it's wrong. People might not accept you. You get all people who hate you, disagree with you, because you're upsetting whatever belly for. Just pump it out, and then
Pump it out. Yes.
yeah, that's why.
Yes.
Because That's why I tell the people that uh, I do not accept the donation funding at
No.
all. I use
Okay.
my own saving. I got property. My son guarantor it. I borrow money from the bank, and I use part of it because I have no obligation.
Yeah.
And if I take a penny, come on, my passion will go. Mother Nature will not let me continue. I'm 73. I'm still young.
Mm.
I told my wife, I told everybody, being 73 is my second stage of
Yeah.
my, because as I told you, I use conservation to integrating with disability, underserved. They
Yeah.
are the one we have to take care.
I'd like to
Okay,
talk about that because
I do a lot of it.
tell me more because I'm involved with the disability community on a smaller level in Barbados. Sometimes
Yeah.
I've done work with the blind, volunteered helping them, and back in England as well. So
Mhm.
when you involve persons with disabilities
Okay.
in your work,
Let me,
how does that
okay.
work?
Firstly, we have some very nice volunteer diving instructor. They specialize in with certificate to teach disability like wheelchairs, Down syndromes. I can't. Sorry, I cannot use the proper word. I don't want to use some word that my people, some people here, they say, "Oh, I don't like the word." But I'm sorry about it if I offend you. Okay, because like of my vocabulary, I'm not very good in English. I just listen to my passion, not the word, please.
Yeah,
Uh, like rare disease, rare disease, they call DM, DMD, or that means on average, they live until 18, then they will go away. I'm with a few of them, even a few months, last year, one of the boys, they passed away, and then we're together with some friends and education. I fulfill his dream because his dream was he did very good in school. Remind me, I had all the opportunity to go to good school in Hong Kong, in UK. I didn't like it. I dropped off. I think it's time for me to do something to give them an opportunity
yes,
to go to school. Okay, so because they will be the future changes. And then I take divers. Like I still have a diver. He's about 60 something plus. He has no legs, lost two legs. We go
yeah,
down together and then we clean the fishing net. He's my one of my best buddy.
yeah,
But you'll be surprised. What do you mean? Because he would stick next to me. We used to dive together. He would watch my air, everything, pressure. If I'm something time out, he would tell me to go. Or he hold the net, whatever I catch to put in the net. And I took one of the boy, he's got rare disease, he's 18 now. Maybe I text some of his story on LinkedIn if you don't mind, so you can see it. Or even he speaks very good English. Mandarin, Chinese, he goes to give talk because I told the kid, "You are the hero." Because they say they must be. I'm not the hero. Your family, he's a single family. Okay, I say, Nudie, Grandpa Harry has nothing for you, but I got my passion, my spirit that you can carry and continue. Whatever you want, you can do it, and then inspire other
yeah,
disability community and the parents, because what we are doing is not just for the kid. It benefits the parents in the long run. Come on, government, it will benefit the government because aging problem is a big problem now in Hong
yeah,
Kong, in China, the rest of the world. So we have to think something not just for ourselves. What we are doing is a purpose is to benefit somebody like that community, underserved, privileged, so very poor one. And then in the long run, the family. If I did a beach cleanup with a group of people, and then they bring in elderly, and then a little kid about 5 years old. He's a little bit slow, and then I saw suddenly when she walked to the beach and see the kid, they communicate. This is what we call inclusion. And then
yes,
look back, and then go, Ma, Ma. I walked to the. Are you okay? I said, I'm okay, but you're tearing. Have you got flu or something? No, mister. because I'm so happy. I said, what are you happy about? The first time I can feel my daughter try to communicate with me.
Wow.
Please, what we are doing is not for branding, not for
No,
greenwashing, okay? Not promote yourself. That's why I tell
no.
a lot of people, do not remember my name. In my message, that will spread out through everybody, near and
Yeah,
far. No
yeah,
matter if you're at home, or you're a diver, or you don't know how to swim, or you're scared of the nighttime, whatever. I died in nighttime too. Anyway, please, we are working together,
yeah,
generation, generation, and generation, because you will be the next generation. Continue the message.
yeah,
I know I'm a human being, we're selfish, but try, be
yeah,
nice. Whatever you did, that's why I tell people, I say, Harry, you're 73, you're always up, so happy and passionate and then
yeah.
positive.
You're an
I
amazing
said,
human being, Harry. You truly are. And
because I tell you one thing, my wife said, hey, Harry, please be on Chinese. Chinese culture say, come on, do not tell your failure. Okay. I even tell them the reason why I start doing something that I want to, because I want to contribute back to the community, is I lost my business 15 years ago. That's a good thing. I tell my wife. My wife said, what would be a good thing? Because Hong Kong is a lucky place. We're so lucky. A lot of us being spoiled
yeah,
because I want to contribute back to the community. And then somehow I think Mother Nature did really make me lost my business. So I can see the value of my life that I can create
yeah.
on my stage. Okay. I tell my wife, I tell other people the reason, even if you read some of the media that I had the chance to tell my story, some of them they're willing to because they tell, oh, Harry has a lot of failure, blah blah blah. He didn't go to school well, blah blah blah. Because I want to tell parents, no matter how wealthy you are, or we are all equal. Don't worry about. Don't be proud of yourself. Be yourself. People respect you. Okay, don't worry about it. Uh, give them a chance. I forgot what I'm going to say. Sorry, because my dyslexia is right now, and then
That's
just go.
okay. That's okay, Harry. I wanted to actually, while you're regathering your thoughts, and I really love your passion and everything that we've talked
Sorry,
about so far. But what I wanted to talk about two things because I don't have dyslexia, but my memory gets a bit scattered
I
as
know.
well. So let me quickly get this out before I forget.
I'm
Two
sorry.
two important things. How we look, what you're teaching me and others is that
Sorry, I'm
we
not
we
teaching you. I'm sharing with you.
you're
I'm
sharing with me. What I'm understanding from what you're talking about is how we view failure is not, there's no such thing as failure. Everything is a lesson. It's a redirection. It's showing us something. The universe is always communicating to us something. And once we're able to understand it, then we are able to enact it, put it into action. So therefore, you talked about losing your business, but had you not lost your business, you maybe not be doing what you're doing now, or maybe you might, but it would have taken longer. So what we see, and this is like, I think is it Taoism, where they talk about what is good and what is bad, because what one person may see as bad could actually be something very, very good further down the road. It could lead them in a new direction. So that was one thing. I think it's important for all of us because some people have got the mentality, why me? Oh, why did this happen to me? Oh, my life's over. It's actually, if we turn it around and say, okay, then what's this teaching me? What can I do different? Where's this going to take me? It makes life exciting. It makes us realize that, there's nothing out there to get us, there's no conspiracy. We're not being picked on and singled out, but we do have to use these things as a stepping stone and an opportunity. Sometimes we may have to pause and just, okay, do nothing until we get more clarity. And you mentioned that we're human. We will go through our depression. We will go through our ups and downs. It's okay. the other thing, working with persons and helping the people with the disabilities, I love that because you talked about inclusion, and we all love to talk about inclusion, but how inclusive are we? Yeah, we talk about it, but I like to see it. That's when I know that there is real inclusion. And persons with disabilities don't often get the opportunity to have somebody who's so passionate to include them in something that is such an amazing experience to go to the ocean, to go diving. In Barbados, that could be seen as a limitation. We do have an organization that really advocates for persons with disabilities, and we have people that are amputees. We have a high rate of diabetes, and because of that, persons will sometimes become amputees, or some people are born with
Yes.
limbs missing. And it's the idea that you can, for them, can you imagine if you're an amputee and you're at home and you're in
Yeah.
an environment and a culture that doesn't see you, you're invisible, and you're watching YouTube and you see somebody swimming in the ocean, you're thinking, oh, I wish I could do that, but I have no legs. And then all of a sudden they hear you or they see
Yeah.
you and they, really? You mean that I could do that too? How? Let me find out. And next thing you know, they start that passion can start to make things happen.
It's part of my mission. Message.
Yes, it
It's not the
is.
ghost.
It's
We
more
look
than
at you,
that.
you're outside, you're inside. That's why I've been married.
Yes.
I look at
Yeah.
inside, not outside. It's not important, okay? Be proud.
No.
Be yourself.
Yes.
Access. I got a little bit AAD, okay? They give me the strength, the power to
Yeah.
do what I love to. I don't want, if I'm not a lawyer, if I'm not a doctor, so what? We are
Yeah.
here with our own host to do something to contribute back to the community. That's why I'm saying that we cannot stop littling, but try to reduce. Reuse some of them. If you are young children, if you have grandparents, or use your passion, take them
Yeah.
to tell them a little bit story,
Yeah.
then pass your message to them.
Well, honestly, Harry, you are one of the most, I don't even know, I can't, there's no words because
I am.
I thought we were going to be talking about, oh yes, the ghost nettings are in these parts of the waters and they look like this, and I dive down and I do this and I do that and I rescue a dolphin. But actually, what I'm learning from you is that the ghost netting is just one thing, but it's not who you are. It's
Thank you.
just that is something that you do, but it's not all of what your life is about, and you're not going to make it all of what your life is about. That was never
Right,
the intention. Your
right.
intention is to really spread love and for us to make the most of our time on the planet by
Yeah,
working collectively and seeing everything as one living, the
yes.
planet's one living thing, and there's just so much that I'm gonna sleep on when I and reflect on over the coming days after this, and share this with people because it's very profound and it's very deep, but it's also very real. It's very real what you're talking about, and this is what's coming across so much. We don't have to have a perfect discussion, you know, it hasn't got to be perfect talking about things in a technical way and using the right words. People want authenticity, and this is what's coming across for me. So thank you.
Yeah, another thing I almost forgot is very important because when I go to Philippines, some other country, I've been apart from learning the culture, the religious, whatever. You have to be work something that once they accept you. I got something because of my age. They all accept me. I'm a very friendly guy, even though I'm crazy. I was talking to some fishermen, and I was talking because I was translator. After a while, they see me, and then they try to answer what they know. I asked them one thing: Okay, before I talk about it, do not blame everybody or fishermen or whoever. If you want to blame, blame yourself. I blame myself for what's happening.
Oh, right.
I talk to fishermen. I say, some of you still use dynamite. I'm sure you do that too in your country, right?
Yeah,
Dynamite?
yeah.
Cyanide. You do that in the country too, right? Cyanide. Cyanide.
Yes.
They told me, Harry, please, you're a nice guy. We like you. Please do not bring your living standard and come over here and tell me what we should not do, even though you haven't told us that.
Yeah.
And I give you the answer. We are fishermen. We're so poor. I have children. We cannot catch fish. Our liver is depends on fishing. It's you guys, commercial fishing, without caring about the ocean, damaging the ecosystem. It could provide you oxygen, provide you food, everything, and you don't care about it.
Yeah.
You're dynamite. If we catch some fish, at least we can feed our family. We're gonna get extra. We can sell it to earn $2 or $3 US, which is a lot to us.
Yeah.
Please, when you do something, look at both sides and make a balance. I do this. That's why I do not talk about ESG. I'm not. I'm sure a lot of you are not understand, but a lot of people were watching our program because once I put on some of the media, they'll be watching it all the time. I can see the statistic. A lot of big corporation, finance, school, university, professor, they want to know what the hell is this guy doing? Yeah? He's not even in the school, but he's talking something so much different than what they think about or they know about it. This is what I try to is to share.
Yeah.
So uh be nice to people. Understand them. Don't use your living standard to judge somebody. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Come on. I
It
talk to
doesn't
people.
work. It doesn't work. It
We
doesn't
are
work in
here.
Barbados.
It won't work anyway. I tell
No.
people, your NGO, please
Yeah.
do your
Yeah. Nobody wants that
do not
because,
create hatred, okay? Do not say
yes.
a girl overdoing that or they shouldn't do that. No, that's not the way I'm doing it. You can kick
No.
my eye, bite me, or spit on me. Doesn't matter. I'm who I am. I'll tell
I
you one thing.
agree, Harry.
Approach me. I told them, I don't mind how big you are or how small you are, if you're single. If you show me your passion, if you show me
Yes. We
I
have
will
to
go
reach. I think
share
what it,
my personal experience, not just catching the ghost. That I will talk to you. That's why I talk to some media. When they, I'm not trying to bring my promo myself. Media came to me. I said one thing. I'm nobody. I'm a small potato. I'm a sweet one. Please, because you're media, you're not explaining everything. Don't tell me you're good in that. Just we let me share what you need. I tell you what I'm going to do. I can brainwash them for 5 hours. You know
yeah.
why? Because I need it's one of the seat. I need them to write to send a message out, even though they cannot. At least they understand what I'm doing. And then they
Yes.
told when they edited it, the guy said, "Oh, this old guy really into it. He's not
Yeah.
talking
And we need
right."
the media. We need the media for these things. But
I mean,
you said something, Harry, as well, which I totally agree with and believe it, and I've seen it. When we want to effect positive change, but we come with a judgmental mindset,
right,
you're doing it wrong. You need to do it my way or the highway. People, certainly in the Caribbean, and possibly in your region as well in Asia, it gets people's backs up. They don't like it because we're not meeting. We have to meet people where they are. You need to understand their mindset and what fuels them because some people they I see people sometimes driving their cars and they throw something out the window. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how can you be so thoughtless? But then I realize they're on automatic pilot. They're not even thinking about their actions. They're thinking, I have something that I don't want in my car. I'm flinging it. But when you now have a conversation with this person, on their level, not judging them. And it's not easy, but you start to talk to them and you get a conversation, you build a relationship. Then you can start to talk about, well, you know, we've got some real problem with the ocean at the moment, and it's affecting all of us, and it's caused by waste management. So
Yep.
I've started to become more aware that I need to be a bit more careful with my how I deal with my own waste, how I dispose of garbage. The seed,
Mm-hmm.
you talked earlier about planting a seed. So now I've planted a seed in that person's mind. It doesn't mean that tomorrow they're going to suddenly be out there doing beach cleanups, but once that seed is planted and you've reached them where they are and the humanity comes out, that
Mm-hmm.
humanity switch is turned on. You can't turn it off again. Once you see, you cannot unsee because
Mm-hmm.
the brain, how the brain works,
Right.
it reinforces, then they start to change because they have a reason. They understand a bit better now, and they're now seeing cause and effect. It's not just a case of throwing garbage out the car.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing they're going to think, ooh, people are going to be looking at me because now they know that that's not really how we're moving. We don't move that way no more. So they don't want to do it because they might be embarrassed, one. And secondly, they realize that, it's okay to care. It's okay to care about the planet, and it's okay to do actions that are going to be beneficial for the planet. But when you come at them, oh, you just threw that out the car, and that's so disgusting. You know what they're going to do? They're going to get more garbage. They're going to say, yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
watch me. Ooh, and they're going to
I was a rebelling kid because I was in a boarding school in Hong Kong when I was 6. I was trying every night, trying to get out of school. And then what happened was, my teacher to give me exam paper. I just signed a name, give it back to her, and she said, "What happened to you? I don't like you." She said, "Okay, don't worry. Ask your parents to send a letter here. We will be out tomorrow." My PE teacher said, "Harry, left, I go right, front, I go back." He said,
It's
"You
so
okay? I'm
true.
perfect. I just want to go home." Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Gil, can I tell you something? Because I can I say I love you? Because
yes,
not many people understand my passion when I'm talking. Like my wife say, "Hey, Harry, calm down." It's I can.
it's
I wish I
okay.
can.
It's
Okay, I
okay.
talked to a lot of disability, underprivileged. Say, Harry, how can our children get a job? I'm almost 60. What happened if I leave? Who's going to take care of them?
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
same here, same
think
here.
of something. And then now we have this AI technology robot. Please do not talk to me about that. I'm scared. I said, come on, don't be scared.
Yeah,
There's an opportunity.
yeah. The
Even
fair,
I'm talking to people though. We need AI robotic team diver to go deep. We can't dive.
yeah.
We
They
don't
can
know what's
do
up.
that is hallelujah, yes, because they can
Okay.
do what we can't do. The AI
Yeah.
can do what we can't do. You're right, the robotics can go
And
deeper.
also, I tell them you got to have vision because look at the ocean, the problem we have created. There's a lot of opportunity in job, business. The thing to start, give your child a chance to learn AI,
Yeah,
computer.
yeah.
I just give them an example. When we have a robotic team, a diver go down to water, we need people to control.
Yes. You see,
They
people are
can do it.
frightened. People are
Yeah,
frightened by AI. People have this concept that it's going to take over. But everything, fear is a way that we want to protect ourselves. People get fearful as a form of protection because it's like, this is dangerous. So the mind and the nervous system is telling them to be back off there. But then when we look at how you can use AI, it's
yes,
so beneficial. What you're saying is true, but we need children need to be educated on how to use it so they
yeah.
can do the
Okay.
things that when we're gone, and also it makes life easier. Isn't it great? I mean, I'm a very creative person. I use AI. It doesn't stop me from being creative. I'm still
Right,
creative. But if I can get some information in 2 seconds, why am I going to spend 1 hour? It doesn't make time. Time management in today's world is critical.
right.
Every second counts. So therefore, I'm going to use my AI in a way that's going to help me to manage my time more effectively. And if we can use it to do things for
But
us
people say, yeah,
that's
say,
going to help
Harry,
the
you know,
environment.
you're talking about water. How much water AI use to need to cool down? I said, come on, we need to balance. Then you
Yeah,
calculate the cost. It's just not that water. How much benefit we get to reduce carbonization.
I'm hopeful because I can see that people are beginning to expand and open their minds. Long
Yeah.
may it continue. Harry, I would like to say a huge thank you. I can't wait to kind of like have another conversation with you again already. I'm going to stay in contact with you. I love what you're doing. Please be safe, because your wife wants you to be around for as long as possible, okay? And so do I. So be safe and stay blessed. Enjoy what you're doing, enjoy your life, and
I
thank
will.
you for being such an amazing human being.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.